welcome back to Movie of the Week. And the movie this week was Fyre from 2019, which is Netflix. So if you haven't watched it, watch it now. And we're comparing the two documentaries for Fyre Festival, because in 2024 we're doing like reboots, franchises. Guys, I'm already stumbling my words and we're like 10 seconds in this video. Anyway, but yeah, I'm comparing the two Fyre films, and I already did the Hulu one, so you haven't watched that doc and watch that video, do that first, and then watch the Fyre one from Netflix, and then watch this. Yeah. And also, I think this title is like Fyre something, the greatest festival, something that didn't happen. I don't know, because like when you look at Netflix, that's what it says, but like just like searching it, it's just Fyre, so I don't know. So I really loved like my first time watching it. Like I did it the same exact way as I watched the Hulu one first, and then I watched the Netflix one, and I really liked comparing the two, and like still now comparing the two, like it's really interesting, and like, you know, it's not probably as good as it was my first time like seeing it, because it's like your first time watching something for your first time, like there's something different than like rewatching it, you know, something fresh about it. But there are some things that I forgot about that was, you know, interesting, that like I'm like, wow, I forgot about it. So, but I think there's something like very interesting about these two documentaries that came out about the same time, about the same thing, and how different they are. So definitely I didn't compare that much in the first video, because obviously I wanted to then rewatch the second one, and the second one we're just going to call Netflix, and the first one we're going to call Hulu in this sense. So with the Netflix one, I felt this way my first time, you know, watching these, that I like the Hulu one better than the Netflix one. And like I kind of still feel that way, but I'm gonna get more into it. I think if I was someone who watched the Netflix one first and then the Hulu one, I'd be upset, because I just feel like the beginning of the Netflix one isn't as strong as the Hulu one. And Hulu, that doc just felt more like it was like a little bit of a thriller and like taking you on the journey with them. Netflix felt very educational and like had a lot of more facts, and was just like a lot of more information, and just there's a lot of things that the Netflix one had that the Hulu one didn't have. But then there was also things the Hulu one had that the Netflix one didn't have. But I feel like Netflix in the end had more information, and you know, you got to see more about, like, you had voice calls from like the people who worked at Fyre, and just like some other information, and saw more of like the aftermath. I feel like Hulu had more about like the beginning, and then Netflix had more of the aftermath, but maybe I'm just like getting them a little bit lost. Also, something I noticed is that there was only a couple people that were both interviewed in both of them, I guess. And so it was interesting, like Billy was in the Hulu one, but then there was also like some people in this one, like that guy who was saying the thing where he like almost had to suck dick for water. Like it just, it's crazy. Like he wasn't interviewed in the Hulu one. So, and they interviewed like people who worked at Fyre in this one that they didn't really have in the Hulu one. So it was interesting that, and I wonder if it was something where it's like they were doing the documentary, and you know, you signed something, and maybe it was like you can't be in the other documentary because they knew it was happening at the same time. Like the Hulu one, at the end of it, they pointed out about how there's another documentary. They didn't point it out in this one. Not surprised with Netflix. I wonder if that was the reason. Like I literally, because I think there was only one person that was interviewed in both, like, but I can't even really remember that person. Maybe it was just like one scene they were in this. But anyway, very interesting. Also, they both ended the same way. So this one, well, Hulu ended where it was a girlfriend and Billy called the girlfriend from jail. And then this one, it was his friend, but Billy had called him from jail. And so it's interesting that they ended the same point. I also wonder which one came out first. Like I should do my research, guys. I should know this, but I don't. Okay, sorry I look terrible, but I was editing the video and I was like, I need to look it up. I need to look that up. And these results are kind of insane. So the Hulu one came out on January 14, 2019. And the Netflix one came out in January 18, 2019, so 4 days later. And I need to, like, I don't know, maybe I need to do more research about it, being like, did one find out the release date and was like, let me go, like, change, you know, the day that we're releasing it so it's close. Like, it's literally crazy. Like, I wonder, I don't know, like, the fact that they were released, like, literally 4 days apart, too, is just insane. Oh, my God. please comment below if you like know more about like why they released the date that they released. That's interesting too. Like, was Netflix gonna be releasing it that day and then Hulu was like, let me jump ship and go 4 days earlier? Like, or maybe Hulu dropped and then Netflix was like, we need to drop, and we were like trying to drop it as soon as possible. Like, I don't know. I need to do more research. And so I wonder, whatever one came out second, they were like, oh my god, we have a very similar ending. But I think it's something that, you know, that really gets to like filmmakers or whatever, editors, whoever you want to call, or just like the story itself, that they kind of had a very similar ending. Something I want to point out is like the first one really got into like millennials and influencers and kind of how marketing went that way, and then this one kind of got more into like every single day, like leading up to it, like the exact facts of like what they were missing. But they didn't really talk about like millennials or the marketing of it as much, and that's why I was saying like the Hulu one kind of got more into like, you know, everything that was leading up to it. And then maybe I'm going all over the place. A part of me, like, I I don't hate things other than Netflix. I felt like jumped a little bit too into it, and I still feel that way. Like, I would be upset if I watched the Netflix one first and then the Hulu one. But, you know, if I could like, you know, brainwash or lose all my memories and then watch the Netflix one first and then the Hulu one for the first time also, because like, you know, maybe my next time if I do this, maybe I'll watch the Netflix one first and then the Hulu one and compare. But like, really for my first time, like, I really wonder how my view of this whole situation and understanding the story would be if I watched the Netflix one first before the Hulu one. Sorry if I lost you there. I think I kind of lost myself. I wonder if like there was like, you know, the good parts of Netflix and the good parts of the Hulu one, if they just like came together to be like one strong documentary. But there's nothing like too bad. There's nothing too weak about it. And like I said, there's some things you learn from the Hulu one that you don't learn from the Netflix one, and there's some things you learn from the Netflix one versus the Hulu one. I mean, I said this in my last video. It's interesting, like, according to Letterboxd, way more people have watched the Netflix one than the Hulu one. And I just feel like if you're gonna watch one, you should watch the other. You should be like into it like me, where I'm like comparing and contrasting the two. Like, it's just interesting. It's just interesting. Anyway, I'm not gonna talk too much about festival itself because I talked about it in the first video, but I think we did a good job comparing the two here, and, you know, comment below your thoughts. Like, I think this is interesting, like two documentaries about the same thing coming out at the same time. Like, that's interesting. We should compare these two. This is science. This is filmmaking, guys. Like, come on. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here, but, you know, comment below your thoughts. Like, please comment below your thoughts. Comment your thoughts. I always say that in my videos, but this one I really mean it. Like, this one is the one you should be commenting your thoughts. But anyway, the next, you know, franchise we're gonna do is Narnia. So we're gonna start off with the first Narnia movie. It's the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, the Wardrobe from 2005. So comment below your thoughts about the Fyre documentaries, and then watch that Narnia first movie for next week. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.